after a few days of working on the front end minting page, we were able to finally compile the correct code to be able to successfully use the one button on our website. I know it's a small milestone, but nonetheless, it's a step closer to the end goal. And while the site is not all that aesthetic, I will show you guys how this looks and go through a test run of minting an NFT so you guys can see it's running successful. So just to give some insight as well, as far as what I had done to actually edit the code. So again, ChatGPT is our assistant, and I got kind of fed up. I'm not gonna lie. I was going through our original chat, and I mean, this is just so long, right? So much back and forth. We didn't really get far, but I felt in the moment it wasn't ChatGPT that was doing the wrong thing. It was me not giving it the right instruction. Because AI, at the end of the day, I mean, this thing is passing bar exams. It's giving more accurate readings, like doctors or different imaging. So it's very capable, but it depends on the inputs it's getting. So after going through this, seeing if we could implement anything to fix it, I was like, you know what, screw it. Let me just open a new chat dedicated specifically to solving this issue. And at the very top of the chat, I pretty much in my mind, I thought, okay, I need to make sure I give it all the pieces to the puzzle instead of just, one part and expecting it to understand the whole picture. So I prompted it to remember the code from the contract we had created with the Microgreens Fund V11. This was our first working fund distributing contract that included the base features that we wanted. So I prompted it to remember the contract. Then I let it know I was wanting to build a front end interface, but I was encountering some issues. So I wanted it to compare the code from the app.js file on my VS Coder, the code editor. And then I wanted it to compare the code that we'd use for the smart contract and see if it could solve the issue. So I pasted the app.js code, the one that was working the best. And then I also included with it the error message that I was getting, which was down here. And this was the error that I was getting from the React page itself. So telling us on the front end, we're getting up to this point, but we're having some issues. And the way I prompted ChatGPT to go about this was I wanted it to ask for any sort of details it needed as far as clarification. So I made sure to include that in the prompt. So after I pasted the first code from app.js, it prompted me to paste the error code, which we did below. And then based on those two prompts, it was able to address the issue by essentially breaking it down. It outlined what was very obvious, which was the unsupported addressable value. And the word addressable kind of gave away the issue, which was the fact that my contract prompted us to enter a wallet address when minting the NFT, which we didn't have in our app.js code. So it explained that here, and then it pretty much just prompted the solution and then just gave the entire code for us to copy and paste. So we had copied and pasted this over the previous mint function, which was back over here, and that would have been right down here. So again, the biggest edit that we made was adding this account, comma, and then the price itself here, rather than just having the price. So once it had all the information that it needed, we were able to head back over to our React page and successfully mint. So this is just the message that reads off of the console from the transaction that we had submitted, which, as you guys can see, has all the information from the transaction itself. And I checked on Remix just to make sure that it minted, and it had successfully minted the third NFT out of our supply. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and increase the supply to 4, just so you guys can see how it looks minting from our page. And so I will go ahead and change this to 4. Hit confirm. And in a few seconds, we should get a notification letting us know that we can now mint a 4th NFT. So boom, good to go. And then we'll just head back over to here. So again, so you guys can just see the process. We hit connect wallet, we hit mint NFT, same as usual, prompts us to MetaMask. We can hit confirm. And then in a few seconds, this should load back. Or actually, it already loaded back everything here. We should get a notification though up top that our transaction has been permitted, which, as you can see here, NFT minted successfully. So we got the notification, and now we can check back over on Remix. So we'll see total mintable supply, and the total supply has changed. And I've been doing this all from one account. I probably should, let me see if I can do this now. It's not possible to create an account using Integer. Please create the account directly from your provider. I need to see how to interact with multiple accounts here, because obviously I'm testing this with my account, which it should work for any account to be able to mint, but I do want to make sure, just obviously given we're playing around with things on Remix as our main interactive tool. But yeah, we've got everything there, and I do want to see what happens if I try to mint again. Okay, all NFTs have been minted. Good. So this is good. This shows that things are working properly on our front end page. It's very bland, so we're definitely going to have to work on the aesthetics, but from here, we're looking like we can now start to work on more testing features because, well, actually, I don't want to say testing features, but for one, I do want to just run through, do a quick audit on the features on the Sepolia testnet, which would just be making sure that I can distribute funds properly and whatnot. So I'm going to need to look into how to set up the Remix environment so that I can link multiple accounts to switch in between here. But we'll be working on setting up like a test interface, not interface, but like a test site for if someone was to create an NFT project. We'll link our minting page, and then we can work on the aesthetics based on the functionality. So we want it to be simple enough that it's very easy for people to navigate once they enter in the homepage. But at the same time, it needs to have the components that it looks professional, and it includes everything that someone looking to mint an NFT would need. But nonetheless, I am happy that we finally figured this out. I don't know why it took so long. Like I said, I just needed to input the right variables into ChatGPT, which I don't know if I mentioned this, but I also had let it know that on our Remix page, it had prompted us to enter the what's it called? Where is it? Oh, So in the remix page, it prompted us to enter in an address when minting. So I'm pretty sure I did include that. But honestly, the only other thing I would change about this page is having an option to disconnect the wallet and add in a different wallet, because right now it just automatically links to my main wallet. I wonder if there is a way to do that. It does look like I can. Let's see what this just did. Try this again. Okay, yeah. So that would be the process of changing the wallet. Obviously, we want to make this as easy as possible for people because people are lazy. And so, end of the day, if we can make this convenient, we can make this more widely used. But nonetheless, we do have the skeleton, if you say, of our front end minting page. So it's a good start. Now, I guess it comes down to building out an example and then offering as many examples as we can for free. Because again, our priority is going to have to be getting as many assets onto the blockchain as possible for us to start progressing on building out larger projects, because people are going to want to see, has this been done before? So if we can have social proof in the form of, friends that we've done this for, other investors who are open to us doing it for them, we'll have greater confidence in our supporters for when we're doing larger projects. And on top of the fact, given our loan collateral contract is going to be contingent on there being obviously NFTs for there to be collateral, we're going to need to get, again, a significant amount of assets onto the blockchain. So we'll be working on setting up the example site, but we're getting very, very close to having, something very basic, obviously, that we can start the process for client outreach. So I do need to review my goals because I was trying to find more things I could do today for today's video, and I was low-key struggling. So I need to definitely extend out the goals, but I think this is a good spot to end off for today, and we'll be working to set up the other components of a project website. So this marks the completion of our very baseline minting app. We'll be working on improving the aesthetics as well as building out an example site for a hypothetical project that would be connected to our fund distributing smart contracts. So simple video for today, but again, it's a step closer to the next phase. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.